Guess what? I just finished the last of my finals, so I'm now on my winter break! And while the topic is still fresh in my mind, I thought I'd put a video on it. So that's why today we're looking at the funniest test answers part 4. So there are more of these than I have ever seen, and they just keep getting funnier. And I always get a nice chuckle out of them. So that out of the way, let's begin. Okay, here's the first one. Defend your answer. Sarge, I don't know how much longer we can hold them. Okay, this kid's being pretty clever. By defend your answer, you have to show why your answer is correct. And this kid took it way too literally with that drawing. Although, why do I have a feeling that would make a great military scenario? Short answer number 5, worth 10 points. Provide an example of a risk. And this student wrote no. And the teacher gave them a check mark. Well, I guess the kid's not wrong. A risk on this test was writing no, and the kid did exactly that. So I have to give either the teacher or the student points for being clever, but I don't know which one. Okay, so this one says, would you rather be stuck on an island all alone or with one person you hate? Why? And this kid wrote, I would rather be on an island with someone I hate, so I have something to eat. Oh, this just took a dark turn. We got a cannibal on the loose right here. But I do get it. If you're low on food and you have to go that far, I probably would not do that. I don't know, I've never been in that situation before. And on the bright side, if you actually ate that person you hate, you don't have to deal with their crap anymore, so that's a plus. If I had the principal's job, I would quit and get a job I enjoy. Yeesh, poor principal. Unless the principal is not that great of a person, then I give this student credit. Also, what's the meaning of going to work if you don't enjoy your job? You just hate going to work every day. Motivate your answer. Go answer, go! I have no idea what this means. Motivating your answer? I think a better phrasing would be give a reason for your answer. So I guess this kid isn't entirely wrong. Okay, next one. Another finish the sentence. And we got a few this time. All work and no play makes Jack happy. 2 things. First, I believe that's from the movie Shining. So it's all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Second, who's happy just from working all the time, besides a workaholic? Don't bite the hand, Jack. And now we're back at this Jack stuff. I'm pretty sure the phrase is, don't bite the hand that feeds you. Don't look a gift horse to me. I have no idea what that means. This is my first time seeing this. When the cat's away, you will pay. I never heard that phrase either, so I'm guessing rhymes are acceptable? People in glass houses are rich. Yeah, I kinda guess they are. If at first you don't succeed, try again. I think we've all heard that phrase before. You know, when we were all kids and we didn't get something right the first time, we have to keep on trying again until we do. I think a better way to do it would be to figure out what exactly went wrong, and then come with an idea of how to make things different. Don't count your chickens because they need privacy. I've never seen my chickens need privacy, they've never told me. And second, it's don't count your chickens before they hatch, which I believe means not to jump to conclusions too quickly. Don't put all your eggs in there. Okay, I believe the phrase is don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's all Greek language. Yeah, that's pretty much right. I believe the phrase is used for when something you hear doesn't make much sense. I could be wrong, but that just speaks Greek to me. It's all fun and games until Darth Vader comes. I think it's all fun and games until someone gets hurt. But I like this kid's answer, which in its way might be much worse. Write a question using why. And this kid wrote, why? Well, I guess this kid technically answered the question correctly. It did say to write a question using the word why, and that's what this kid did. As if to say, why should I write a question using the word why? Oh, I think the teacher planned that out beforehand so the student would answer the question no matter what. Please color 3 marks. First one's the Danish flag. Yeah, and they got the check mark. Next one's the Swedish flag. Another check mark. Correct again. And last one, Finnish flag. And the teacher wrote an X and said no. So the assignment is to color in the flags of certain countries. First one's the flag of Denmark, the second one's the flag of Sweden, and the third one's supposed to be the flag of Finland. But they thought they meant the checkered flag that you'd see once you finish a race. But no, Finnish here has 2 N's, suggesting the flag of Finland, and the word Finnish, as in finishing a race, has only 1 N. So this is clearly supposed to be the flag of Finland. For those of you who don't know what the flag of Finland looks like, it looks like this. Write as many words with the same pattern uck. And the word truck is already listed. Let's see where this goes. So the kid wrote buck, tuck, F word, yuck, stuck, luck, duck, and muck. Okay, this was already set up for failure. I mean, what dirty mind wouldn't think of the F word when they see uck? But at least the kid wrote the letter F and just word, not the actual F word. So I guess this kid is safe. Draw a small clock that shows 10 minutes past 11 o'clock. And the kid drew a digital alarm clock with the time 11:10 on it. And the teacher gave an X. First of all, the kid's kind of right, because it is a clock and has the right time of 11:10 on it. Second, the teacher meant a clock with hands on it, so it shows the hour hand just after 11, and the minute hand on the number 2, so it shows 10 minutes. You see she's getting angry. You felt that feeling too. Describe a time when you felt really angry. When I found this homework in my backpack, what did you do? Did it? Well, you can't mark the student wrong. They probably did feel angry with this homework, and that's what they wanted to describe. And I guess doing it was the only option they had. If they didn't, they'd probably face consequences and be even angrier. This test seems long, but it just has a lot of pictures. So the student drew a person struggling to get to the exit, literally crawling, saying, "Almost free." And then the teacher drew Gandalf and wrote, "You shall not pass." So I think the message was that the student wasn't passing this test, and the student shouldn't be relieved just yet. So with an arrow, the teacher wrote, "Jackie, you can't just write out a question you don't want to answer." Wait a minute. Oh my god, Jackie did actually write out a question. So this kid would try to be really clever, thinking the teacher wouldn't notice. Oh, the teacher noticed. About how old is your grandfather? The options are 50, 5, and 500. This student filled in their own circle and wrote dead. The teacher wrote sorry and gave them a correct mark. Obviously, the closest answer would probably be 50. My grandfather is in his late 70s, and he's definitely closer to 50 than he ever is to 5 or even 500. But so sad for this kid, their grandfather is dead. Rest in peace. Marcus is the strongest kid in 2nd grade. He used to live 12 pounds, now he can live 97 pounds. How much more can he lift now? This kid wrote, "Marcus is on steroids." First of all, 97 pounds in second grade? Oh my god. Second, this is obviously some basic math. This is very simple. He used to live 12, now can live 97. Basically, 97 minus 12 is 85. So he can lift 85 more pounds now. But 3? He kinda does look like he's on steroids. Come up with an equation that is true when x equals 7. Be creative. You can make the equation as simple or as complex as you want. And this kid wrote x equals 7. You don't say. And the teacher wrote, really? Well, I guess you can't take points off this kid because you could make it as simple or as complex as you want. But the teacher wrote, really? Because they probably expected the kid to do much more, like write an actual equation where x equals 7 is the solution. Not just rewrite the solution. Write these words in alphabetical order. Take, value, use. And what the heck is going on here? Oh, I get it. They rearranged the letters in each word in order in which they appear in the alphabet. Good one. Okay, so if you don't know by now, what this direction is saying is to rearrange the order of the words in order in which the first letter of those words appears in the alphabet. So take, value, and use. Take what shall be first, then use, then value. T-U-V. Where have you smelled burned fat before? And this kid wrote, at the gym. Well, I guess you have me there. I guess this kid's not wrong. You do burn fat when you work out at the gym. Brief story. The college that I go to has this very nice building for a gym. They have a basketball court, a fitness room, and even a swimming pool. This semester, I would go every Friday to the gym to work out in the fitness room for about 2 hours. I only did Friday because that was the day in which I had the most amount of time. The other days I was caught up with classes. If I get the chance next semester, I'll probably hit the gym maybe every other day, but I'll just have to see where that takes me. Circle the smallest number, 3 or 10. They circled 10? Okay, if you don't understand numbers by now, the counting goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so on, so on. And which number do you count before, 3 or 10? You obviously count 3 way before 10, so the right answer is 3. Tell or show how you know the answer. And this kid drew a rainbow. And it's not necessarily the best rainbow I've seen. So my theory for this one is the student was basically just guessing and really couldn't prove anything, so they circled 10 and drew a rainbow. Tip for life. If someone says something, you ask them to prove it, and they should have refused to or make excuses, it pretty much means that they can't prove what they just said. Circle the smallest number, and we have a few lists of numbers here. The student circled 1, 2, and 3. And I have no idea what those marks are. I never saw those when I went to public school. I guess the kid's technically not wrong because of all the numbers listed, those are the 3 smallest. But then again, this is 3 series of numbers. The 1, 2, and 3 are just to represent which sets they are. So with that out of the way, we just had to circle the smallest numbers in those sets. Looking at this, the student should have circled the numbers 39 for the first one, 15 for the second one, and 60 for the third one. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. There are 26 kids at the beach. Then 37 more kids come. How many kids are at the beach now? And this kid wrote, too many for COVID-19. Okay, like one before, this is just basic math. So we have 26 kids. Then we add another 37. 26 plus 37 is 63. So there are 63 kids at the beach now. Also, possible unpopular opinion about COVID, I wasn't a fan of the vaccination mandates. Also, I got COVID twice already, so my immune system is already on overdrive with COVID. Also, seeing how people behave and how less has become of a safety issue, I can honestly say the pandemic ended a long time ago. Students may not write outside the box, but we will still think outside of it. Preach, baby, preach! I think that's pretty much what all these funny test answers are about, thinking outside of the box. Some of these students are pretty clever. I guess that's the best way to get through life, not by being stronger but more clever. Write 80 to 100 words, and this kid wrote 80 to 100 words. You silly? This is obviously a free write, and that's basically the word count for your free write, anywhere between 80 and 100 words. They don't want you to literally rewrite the phrase there. Copy the reindeer. They have a nice little drawing of a reindeer here. And the student put Control plus C, Control plus V. This is obviously on paper, so you have to draw this by hand. You can't just copy and paste it like you do on a laptop. Although I am now curious as to what would happen if that actually worked in real life. But it doesn't, it only works on a laptop. Sorry, you have to draw this one out. Write a number with a 1 in the hundreds place. 111. Write a number with a 6 in the tens place. 666. Write a number with a 2 in the ones place. 222. Write a number with a 3 in the hundreds place. 333. So this kid's strategy is to write a 3-digit number, but the digits are exactly the same number on the exercise? I guess the student isn't wrong. It does all work out. You are given the number 694. What would that look like as a Roman numeral? No idea. We are never going to use Roman numerals outside of the Super Bowl. And the teacher wrote, "Ha! That's not the point!" So this kid's obviously learning about Roman numerals. I mean, so did I, but I did that in my own free time. And this is clearly just an idea what writing Roman numerals looks like. I mean, I do know the Roman numeral for 694, but that's not the point. Low-key, though, I guess this kid's right. I mean, I never do see Roman numerals much outside of the Super Bowl. What is the absolute value of -6? And this student wrote a number. So I guess this kid doesn't know what the answer is. Here's a brief lesson that I relearned back in middle school. The absolute value of a number is just how far that number is from 0. Hint, absolute values are always positive, alright? Because this is just showing how far it is from 0. So the absolute value of -6 means that it's 6 away from 0. So the absolute value of -6 is 6. Same thing goes for the absolute value of 6. So for this one, we have a small word bank with the words listen, busy, eyes, and high. So the first sentence says, Anne was too high to help her sister. Oh, addict alert. That doesn't even make any sense. The only one that makes sense to me is busy. Anne was too busy to help her sister. The cookie recipe called for 1 cup of butter, 4 cups of flour, half a cup of sugar, and 4 teaspoons of vanilla. But Sarah only has half a cup of butter. Explain how Sarah could still make the cookies without going to the store or borrowing from a neighbor. This kid wrote steal. Okay. No. Here's a biblical lesson. One of the 10 commandments is thou shalt not steal. Second, we looked at this, so Sarah only has half a cup of butter, but it calls for a whole cup of butter. So the basic solution would be to have all the amounts of every ingredient. So the ratios are still the same, just not as much batter and therefore can't make as many cookies. Okay, last one. Don't take it literally. Write down your favorite idiom in the space below, then illustrate the idiom showing the literal meaning. The idiom the student chose was, the poop hit the fan. And then for the drawing of the literal, they divided in two. The first one is a person pooping projectile style at a fan, and the poop is shrieking. And the second one, the fan explodes, and the poop is flying in the air projectile style toward the person, and it's saying, "We." Meaning of this idiom, everything went wrong. Okay, that's right. Use this idiom in a sentence. I had a birthday and the poop hit the fan. So I guess this kid's not wrong. It's just the drawing's a bit much, you know. I mean, with an idiom like that, the poop hit the fan. I've heard that phrase before, but I haven't used it a lot. But that is it for Funniest Test Answers Part 4. I just thought it'd be a good idea to get back into this topic because I just finished my finals and I'm now winter break. And my sisters are in high school and their finals are next month, but their winter break is a week away. Also, we've all been in this situation where we have tests and we don't know some of the answers and we have to be a little creative, so I give the students credit for that. But that's going to do it for today. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe down below if you haven't done so. So that's it from me. See you on the next video and have a happy winter.